Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kings of the Storm 11 weekly grand finals.
That's right. I'm Kubi.
I'm Solid Jake, and, well, this is the second
Grand finals.
Grand
Hey, Jake,
finals.
that's kind of confusing. What do you mean by that?
Well, let me explain, Kubi. I'm glad you asked, because the way that this works is Cloud9 Maelstrom won the winner's bracket, which means they have not dropped a series yet. In return, that means the grand finals, they have an advantage where if they lose in the grand finals, well, they have a second chance because they hadn't lost yet. So the bracket is reset, meaning that the best of three that just happened, scores are wiped. It is now a fresh best of three series. Temple Storm challenging from the loser's bracket. It is now even 0-0.
If you want to think of it this way, it's as if that last series put Maelstrom in the loser's bracket.
And they're now meeting in the double loser's bracket. We probably just made this.
Nope. That was. Why did you say that? Why did you say that? Just say they're in the loser's bracket now. That's it. That's all you. Just leave it at that. Double losers, bro. What is that? What is that? No, don't listen to this man. Do not listen to this man. All right. Do we have a Stormcraft? Did you sneakily get it? No, you didn't. You're not a ninja this time. I knew it. I knew you weren't a ninja.
Try not to send it to me.
Oh, I see how it is. You have a backer. He just makes you look good. This
Yeah.
Dreadnought guy.
And I just do it really ninja-ly.
Yeah, all right.
So, hopefully that explains the situation. It is now a fresh Pacific Series. There is a maximum of 3 more games tonight. 2 wins will solidify a victory for either team.
That's it. That's all there is to it. Simple as that.
Now, while we wait for the link for the Stormcraft and for everything to get settled in, guys, we do a lot of Heroes of the Storm content. I'm actually affiliated with ESL now, so we're going to be doing a lot with ESL, pushing that forward. Kubi and I, we cast the ESL Major League every Tuesday and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be 5 p.m. Pacific. That goes on. There's 2 best of 3s every single night on those 2 nights.
That's right. And on Wednesdays, we do a little show called Town Hall Heroes. We talk about anything and everything. Heroes, esports updates, everything, meta shifts. We have pro players on. We have community members on. We talk about whatever we need to talk about in terms of hero stuff. So that's always fun. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Time on this channel. Of course, Jake, looks like you have attempted to ninja a Stormcraft up.
So
I saw it the whole time, so nice try. I see how you operate here.
Well,
Fine, I get you.
So, and last but not least, I do a series. It's a brand new series that just started this past week called the Daily Quest, Tuesday through Friday. It starts around 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes I stall it out while ESL Europe concludes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And that's a series where you guys can submit your replays for the various shows I do. Tuesdays, focused on competitive VODs. I focus on that stuff. Wednesdays, Wonky Wednesday, you guys submit things based on a theme that happens every week. This upcoming week is actually supposed to be, and it will be, Damaged Lily. I want to see the sickest deeps you can get on Lily. Thursdays is Teaching Thursday, but this Thursday I'm actually going to be on a little thing called Brawl with the Blues.
Ooh.
With Sham 2. Of course, it's hosted by Asperian and Trixler.
Fancy.
And,
you ever going to do a Willy Wonka Wednesday?
No. And Fridays is another competitive day where we look at competitive VODs, and we do that. So you can find all of this beautiful content we just mentioned at my YouTube, youtube.com/solidgg, and get updates on Twitter. But the plugs are real, the plugs are complete, and the draft is almost ready.
Just waiting for both teams to ready up. Jake, you also have another tournament series on Fridays.
Ooh, yes I do. For the next 3 weeks, I'm doing a series called the Ding It Monthly Championship over on dingit.tv/solidgg.
Ding it, Bobby.
It's hard for us to not say that every week. And you can check that out. That starts at 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday nights.
I'll tell you what.
We're going to have a huge tournament.
Oh, no, that was terrible. That was terrible. That was your Hank Hill impression? Never again.
I've never watched
Jared's
it.
probably so sad right now.
Damn, Bobby! Is that better?
A little better.
Okay. We like to make fun of each other for trying to do
Well,
accents.
Oh, the Australian accents.
The Australian accent is real. Give me your best Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What I'm trying to get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper now! Y'all.
That's what happened at the end there. He was just lost control of his voice. Didn't know what he was saying.
Chewbacca? Very good, very good.
That was pretty good. Okay. Hey.
All right, we got to
Focus.
The long tournaments when we got these
Oh, yeah.
these replay sets, we kind of our mentality breaks down a little bit.
Mentality breaks down a little bit. We have to. So here's what happens. We have to focus our energy while the match is happening. We have to pool all of our mental energy into giving you an analytical cast. Between games, it's gone.
And we have these secret weapons. We call them sensu beans.
Senzu beans.
It's caffeine gum,
Oh God.
and it makes us a bit hyper.
No.
Asmodan was not banned out, and he's first picked by Maelstrom. Illidan and Rhaegar are the bans. Oh boy.
Okay.
This is different.
Supposedly, I was told this by an unnamed source that the Sonya Illidan style, the dive style, was developed to counter Asmodan.
But who's to say that Diablo Sonya or something of that sort, Tyrael Sonya, cannot replicate?
Did you say Tyrael?
I did.
Who's that? I don't.
Who is that here? I know he got deleted from the game and they removed. I don't even know what it's called. Cast aside.
Okay, we have Hammer picked up for Tempo Storm. And... Oh, actually, you were mentioning... It's funny, because Hammer and Asmodan were the ones that banned out, now they're first pick. So this is why they were banned out, because they knew that each team was going to first pick these guys. Dun dun dun. The plot thickens. All right.
Just
Jake's
reading
jiggling
the
at
chat, and they're just, what is going on? The cringe is real. Thank you guys for your
Thank you
support.
guys.
Now, we do have that first pick on the Sergeant Hammer and Malfurion.
Once again, prioritizing that Malf. Maelstrom is more or less going to look for a composition that supports Asmodan. We've seen the Stitches Asmodan. They're opting to go for ETC here. Do you think they should just do a lot of keep away or sustain damage from range? What do you think is the best call here? What pairs the best with Asmodan?
Honestly, I don't think he needs okay, there's a few things. Zeratul for the explosion, especially late game when you have that global annihilation.
Yeah, we've
hitting
seen that
someone.
played.
You get in there with the double bombs and you just blow someone up.
Just sit like really far in front of the enemy team, on the other side from where your team is. Wait for that globe to go down when you're past level 16, let's say. Takes about a third, maybe a little bit more of their HP off. Zeratul goes in, double bomb cleave, blinks out. That might be enough to kill some of the squishier targets. That's a cool play. You also kind of need someone, especially in the early game, to provide a little bit of lane clear, AoE lane clear, so that those globes can finish off the wave and get the kill to provide extra stacks for Asmodan. We've seen that the teams that have better success with this strategy, that's what they've done. They've had either somebody like Vala, somebody like Tassadar, which Tempo Storm has picked up in these last two picks, and they perhaps were thinking about this. Who's good for lane clear, who can
and
help, and they've denied it.
Yeah, they denied the two best heroes for that. Now, Jaina also exists. And Blizzard,
Jaina does exist. That's a very good point. She is a hero in this game.
And
I'm sorry, go ahead, finish.
no, she can kind of
She does have that AoE, especially with the Blizzard. She's very good for clearing those lanes. Who else would fit this role that they want to go for? I think Nazebo's good for that. You throw down a zombie wall that doesn't actually kill any of the minions in the wave, but can hit just about all of them enough to lower their health so that the globes of annihilation can finish them off.
Nay. Tycho. He does have the grenade. He does have...
The problem with the grenade is it knocks people away.
Okay.
Or knocks the
well, he
creeps
can
away.
still use overkill to weaken those minions.
Yeah.
You changed the sound effects on all the
It
guns?
did. How do you feel about that? All the guns. Every gun in the game.
Ooh, what?
They've changed things up. They've changed things up.
This is new. This is different. And my body is ready.
All right. I like the Toronto pickup makes sense with Sonya. Uther makes a lot of sense with Sonya. ETC, sure. Asmodan with all this? Okay. I don't think it necessarily synergizes, but it doesn't... It keeps the battle away from Asmodan, and he can apply extra damage. I think it works fine. Now, they don't actually have that wave clear, though, that I was talking about. Well, Whirlwind... Maybe. All right. Oh, Dibbles, once again, they felt confident.
I can't even talk. I can't even talk. I'm so excited to see Dibbles again. I love Dibbles. The play was convincing last game. I don't know if he's going to breathe on kids,
No,
but I know...
Hey, no Nazebo?
Yeah, wow.
Bum, 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 bum.
Is this even competitive? Is this a pub game? Where's Nazebo?
I don't know what to say, man. All right, let's let the teams know that we are ready to go. I don't want to hold this up anymore. I want to get right into these exciting games.
How do you spell Schwarzenegger?
Not a clue. Not even attempting that one. Not even attempting that one. That one's too much for me. You were just thinking back like, man, my Schwarzenegger impression was just so spot on.
So, I mean, I was basically in a helicopter at that moment. Like,
No,
okay,
you
the
were,
game is
you were very
commencing.
far away from the
What's your
helicopter.
favorite Schwarzenegger movie?
Kindergarten Cop.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'd have to go Jingle all the way.
I'm going to chalk that one up to you being tired. I'll ask you tomorrow, see if your response is the same.
Turbo Man? Is that the guy in that movie? Yeah.
Oh,
Turbo
man. Okay, all right. The plot is slowly coming back to me here. Okay. God, what a movie.
You're telling me.
You're telling me.
I sang Christmas carols today. I brought up Jingle All the Way.
It's been a wacky day for Jake.
What?
Jake
will
gets a bit
happen
loopy
next?
around this time. This is loopy Jake hour.
This is
11
like
o'clock or so.
when me and the cat are
Dance
aligned
around in the
and we
living
just
room.
start running around the house together. I just start chasing the cat.
Oh, my.
Okay, let us introduce our teams.
Ba-ba-da-ba. On the blue side for Tempo Storm, we have Soldier on Diablo. Dreadnought's going to be playing Malfurion. Glaurung on Vala. Arthlon on Sergeant Hammer. KO to round it out will be playing Tassadar on his purple-ish Anubis skin with the purple-ish Nexus Charger. What matching A+.
The style points is so real right here. This is
Well, who gets more style points? The sweet stage dive kill or this?
the stage dive kill.
Okay,
It's
all
not
right,
even
all
close.
right.
Did you see the ragdoll that happened there? All right, on the other half of the map, we do have Claude Maelstrom in the second reset that we have for the second grand final series, best of 3. iDream will be playing. Now, this is also very good synergy. My favorite synergy possible here. On the, I can't even introduce the team.
That's okay.
Biceps playing Uther, Dunktrain playing Tyrande, Asmodean will be played by K1 Pro,
There you do. I know you could do it.
and King Caffeine.
Kang.
Playing the
Kang caffeine.
Too much caffeine for us.
Oh boy.
But he's the
This
king of
guy.
caffeine. He can withstand any quantity, with or without,
He's the king.
of
He
caffeine.
is the king. So we see these typical 3-man push from bottom lane. Both of these 3-man lanes are containing both of these supports. We see some kind of sieger, although not really so much present for Maelstrom. but
Seizures.
Yeah, I would say that Hammer.
There's a cow! What? Cause the cow!
Okay, we heard some rumors that it was from Rhaegar, but he's not here. So
No, you said the reindeer mount is what the tweet said.
oh,
The reindeer mount, but it doesn't make any sense. Reindeers don't move.
but they're
What does the reindeer say?
no. No, Jake. All right, Jake. You've actually been banned from singing. You are done singing or doing any impressions for the rest of the cast. You hear me? You are done. What just came out of your mouth was appalling. All right. You okay? Jake's dead. He's done. He's laughing too much. All right. Let's get back into this game. Enough silly
Breathe.
times.
Breathe.
Enough
All right.
silly times. Like I was trying to say, Arthlon is down here. I think that we're going to see quite a bit more success on the Tempo Storm side of things, pushing out here. Yes, there's a lot of tools in the form of Lunar Flare to lock people down. You have the Hammer of Justice to apply some damage. But Biceps caught himself a little bit out. A nice route. Again, it's not going to pick up a kill, but it's pressure.
Well, level 4 picked up for both teams. Looks like Sonya's going to be opting for the additional damage here on the Fairy Explode. They got buffed in the last patch from 30 to 40% additional damage. Amplified healing once again on Diablo. Multi-shot build out of Vala. And we're actually seeing the excessive force here on Sergeant Hammer of Arthalon.
That's right. Actually, I think it was Glaurung last time
It
it was
was.
playing.
It
So
was.
I guess this is the team has agreed that this is a reasonable talent pickup, not a misclick of any sort.
Yeah, no, I mean, it doubles the knockback
does.
distance, and the knockback distance
Which was
got
already
buffed in
buffed,
this
right,
last
yeah,
patch.
that's a good
Yeah,
point.
so if you're looking at like knocking someone back and then shadow charging them, some silly things could happen.
Dunktrain likes to wait a lot on taking his talents. You notice that. He's always the last person to grab the talents. I'm not quite sure if he's thinking about it, just trying to hold that information for as long as possible from the other team.
If you don't need the healing ward yet, don't grab it.
I suppose so.
Yeah. Nice little trick you can do, and there's the healing ward picked up. Lunar Flare will connect with Arthalon, but the heals will keep him nice and healthy. Even that Globe doing a good chunk of damage. Just getting an update here on the Globe stacks. It's only been 12 so far. Not having that Tassadar or Jaina to help farm up the stacks is actually making a bit of a difference, making it hard to get those last hits on those creep waves.
That is a good point. The other talent that we should bring up for the last set here before we get into level 7 is Bound Minion. That is the buff to the general trait.
It's pretty common.
It's sort of, well, no, actually they go for the extra March of Sin, or sorry, All Shall Burn upgrade for the structure damage. Maybe lately I've seen it a couple times, especially on the Maelstrom side. K1 Pro likes to go for this. Otherwise, though, we've been seeing most of the people go for the extra March of, I keep calling it March of Sin, All Shall Burn. That's the laser.
March of Sin, of course, the level 13 talent to upgrade
the
channel that comes out of our Asmodee Flare. And Dunk Train, going to take a lot of damage here. The healing is real, though, so he's going to be fine. The Lunar Flare will connect, but that knockback is doing a lot of work. And, oh my goodness.
I thought maybe the root was going to be enough to get him out of that situation.
Look how far that piece went. It killed the squirrel. Okay, the squirrel's alive. iDream going to lose his life.
This might actually be enough to zone out for DK. And yes, it is.
Wow, okay.
Maelstrom picks up a 4-minute, 15-second Dragonite. Now, Dragonites that are picked up before the 5-minute mark typically only are able to push as far as taking 2 to 3 towers. He'll take 1 or 2 here, rotate to another lane, might not even get that far. Soldier throwing a Shadow Charge in, trying to pressure him out. They just don't have the HP pools to sustain a large amount of push.
And Arth will meet this Dragonite with pleasure, knocking him back, doing some damage, taking some damage from that Lunar Flare. But he's able to zone it out pretty well. At this punt, it's just going to send him 2 as well. He'll grab that with pleasure.
Seems to be enjoying himself.
Yeah, oh, thanks for the drink.
Extra knockback. And that's going to do it for this Dragonite here in the top lane.
Now that Bound Minion, actually, it's essentially a promote.
Yeah.
And promote did get nerfed. To the point where it used to last forever. It would be a permanent buff on that minion. That would last, I believe, 10 seconds? 15 seconds.
15. King Caffeine continuing to push out top lane.
Level 10, the first level 10 talent's being picked up, Starfall. We do have the Heroic Leap, the Divine Storm, the Black Pool, and the Stage Dive.
Yes. On the Tempo Storm side of things, we have Lightning Breath again. I think we pretty much shut this out as an opportunity, but Lightning Breath is back. Tranquility, Strafe, Napalm Strike, and Archon. I figured that the APOC would be used more or less to provide extra time and utility for abilities like Strafe, abilities like Archon to do more damage. If people are locked down for the duration of those, you get a lot of damage output from them. They've opted to go for more damage in the form of Lightning Breath. Cool. Yeah, it worked out for them last game. That said, they did have double tank, so maybe things are different now.
Now, Strafe was used. We heard that going off. Strafe is on cooldown, so 1 heroic not available for a potential fight that happens. Of course, having battle momentum makes it so your cooldowns are very, very low. Only 30 seconds remaining on them.
So no objectives to be captured right now. Of course, there is a bit of a pause. I think about a couple minutes between.
No objectives, he says.
I meant map objectives, Jake. And we see that both teams are actually capturing mercenary objectives, if you want to get so specific with it. Of course, yep. So, bottom pressure will be applied from Tempo Storm, and the Knights / Bruisers that are captured will run down the middle lane for Maelstrom. No, I lied. They're going top. That's Cursed Hollow I'm thinking of.
And we have Biceps coming around the back with an potential Strafe. The Stage Dive is just like a millisecond too late. Divine Storm, Starfall. Glaurung is in a terrible position. He's not going to be able to stay alive. Malfurion backing on out. Soldier not able to get it. He flips behind him, but it's still not enough. The fire stops in rage as he falls to his death.
Impressive body blocking from Maelstrom there. You have to almost double up the body blocks because of the Shadow Charge. Right. You can just push forward to knock people away. So they had really stacked up the amount of heroes that were there. It was enough. They picked themselves up a kill on Diablo, and of course we saw Glaurung get almost immediately melted. A nice rotation from Cloud9 Maelstrom, and it brings them in the lead now. It might even give them an opportunity to put some pressure in the top lane, on the top shrine, to get a Dragonite. Actually, are they going to get one right here? Well, Glaurung is going to go down to try and deny this, and he might end up falling if he extends a little bit too far. This is going to be the second Dragonite of the game going to Cloud9 Maelstrom.
back-to-back Dragon Knight champions. Level 13 finally picked up here for Tempo Storm. We're seeing more multi-shot style picked up. What does Laura Dibbles opt for? We may never know.
We may never know. Actually, we'll probably know within 30 seconds or so. Nope, Jake's not having it. Okay.
Right. Relentless picked up.
Yeah. Ice Block on Malfurion, of course. During Ice Blocks, auras and cooldowns are allowed to continue. This means you can pop Tranquility and Ice Block if you find yourself in a tricky situation. A cool pickup there. Otherwise, we would be seeing the regrowth, the pulsing heal that comes out of him. Sort of turns him into Life Seed. Jake knows all the talents for the supports.
Kickbug? What?
That was my favorite toy as a kid, a Kickbug. It was the rival for Skip It.
Yes, a classic. I have no idea.
Alright, on the Cloud9 Maelstrom side of things, Lunar Blaze increasing the range. And I think that's more or less going to be a follow-up for Sonya Leap.
Yep.
So he needs that extra area, that
a lot
extra
of synergy
range.
there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to be the theme for a lot of their team fights and how they open up. March of Sin. That's just as soon as he casts those globes, if he's close enough to be channeling it onto someone, that's going to do a lot of damage.
And updating the globe status, 164 bonus damage at this point in time, and updating it again, 178. So it is going very rapidly at this point in the game. Still can go full waves of minions.
Still, though, it's actually a bit low, considering the point in time that we're in.
Right, they don't have that Tessera, they don't have that Vala to help in the early game, so it did delay the ramping up of it, because as it's weak, it takes a long time to ramp up. As you get a bit stronger, it starts to scale. Right?
I'd say around level 13 or so, you want to be hitting that 200 bonus damage. We see the stage dive in, not really going to provide him quite the position he was hoping for, and they're just going to sit back and defend. I think no hard initiates.
Yep, there's a bit of a lead here on the quest. Ooh. Level 16, and Glower and King caught a bit out of position.
It's a Porky the Pig. Yeah, we see the Globe of Annihilation going down, and the Lightning Breath for Soldier is going to be able to just about pick up the kill on the biceps here. Is the Archon going to be able to reach? No, he's going to have to overextend, so he doesn't want to go too far. King Caffeine in the back line, hoping to get someone out of position, and both teams are going to back up here.
Man, those were some Caldor biceps because they were hard to tear apart. They just prevailed through that. The damage coming out of the side storm, ripping through these giants, and they will be picked up. iDream trying to
hoping to dash in to stall, yes. Yeah. Not quite the case, but these giants will get cleaned up fairly quickly.
Yep, just throwing their rocks, having a jolly good time. And in the meantime, Tempo Storm going to collect these top bruisers. The game is very even. Level 16 just around the corner for Cloud and Maelstrom, and that's going to give them a bit of an advantage in terms of that power spike. They're going to be able to put on the aggression if they so please.
Yeah, I would expect Ranger, and we do see that. Double Imposing Presence. That's going to do a lot to dissuade the hammer.
Triple.
Oh,
Imposing
man.
Presence could be triple.
So, Imposing Presence provides a 50% reduction in attack speed for anyone that hits these targets. This also applies to the splash damage for Sergeant Hammer.
And we're not just talking Hammer, we're talking Hammer and Vala.
Hammer Vala, the Archon as well.
It's going to make a big difference. It's going to mitigate so much damage.
K1 Pro continuing to collect these stacks. He's up to 230 bonus damage right now, and it's only going to get bigger from here on out.
So still opting for Harbor Siege either way. It is a very powerful talent. I'm actually curious to see if we end up having Nexus Frenzy or the increase on the Napalm Strike for level 20. That's a bit away though, but we will find out when the time comes. This bottom four is going to fall to the siege of the Sergeant Hammer.
Tempo Storm opting to take the bottom bruisers. This got themselves into a little bit of trouble last time as there was a heavy rotation from C9 Maelstrom. Not going to get there in time. And both teams are just about rounding up to level 17. Maelstrom a bit ahead.
And there is the Shadow Charge going in, but a big jump there, and Arthlon gets removed from the fight very quickly. Biceps trying to put some aggression onto Dreadnought, but the heals out of that Tranquility are keeping them alive. Oh, the flip onto Biceps, and the body block is really nice, but where is the damage from his team? They're being bullied too hard by the Asmodan and the ETC. Soldier will end up falling to the Slam of Sonya.
Almost had a situation to turn around that fight, but the initiation was very nicely executed from Maelstrom there. They were able to get rid of that Sergeant Hammer very quickly, and that's how they're hoping to initiate all of their team fights. That's the point of picking this style of team, to jump in immediately. It's almost like having that fishing hook, right? I mean, in the sense that you start your team fights off on an excellent footing, 4v5, and to just sort of snowball it from there.
Yeah, so the third Dragonite in a row.
Yeah.
Though. I mean,
They've had very consistent map pressure
yes.
this whole game. And we can see it in the levels. We can see it in the amount of kills that they've had. This game has been, it's somewhat close, but still, in terms of what you're counting, who's ahead, it's Maelstrom.
Now, another thing we have to consider here is Diablo did use his souls to respawn. That's not something you can control. Once you die, you use your souls. He's already up to 71 again, but his regen is a bit lower. He does have the 2 globe talents, the Endless Death and the Soul Free, so that's helping him out a bit. Nicely done by KO, dodging the punt.
Yes. So he probably was at 150 stacks when he died. That means he resets back down to 50. Another 25. If he picks them up, he will be able to respawn again. At this point in time, he's the only hero in the game with Resurgence, so we know that it was a strong talent before, and he can get a little bit aggressive in those fights, knowing that he will come back. As long as it doesn't cost him his team the rest of the fight, wow, it's okay.
Okay, the Hover Siege just blowing through that Dragonite incredibly quickly, and the Firestorm just tickles it at the edge, eliminating the Dragonite, popping that Oracle, finding the locations of the member of Maelstrom, Tempo Storm getting a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, they're going to try and steal these Giants. Maelstrom is very well aware that this is happening. Are they going to try to rotate around to the backside? The stage dive in, and the leap? No, the concussive blast is enough to knock them away. Soldiers, yes, he's caught back. He needs to get out. Caffeine trying to get into the middle of him and the rest of his team, and the lightning breath goes down. Soldier is caught way too far out of position. Does he have enough souls? He has 98.
Ooh,
it's
so
not going to be enough.
close.
He needs someone to die on his side of the team. No. You fall before that even happens.
You know,
Blackpool, oh, it's enough to snipe out Glaurung there. And Dreadnought will also fall. This team fight has quickly gone into the favor of Cloud9 Maelstrom. Dunk Train will fall. Not quite enough. Can KO throw down the side from the stun from iDream is just enough to make sure. Well, has he overextended here? Yes, I think he has.
He's dead. I mean, even with Prescience, it's not going to be enough. He will
the
fall
Blackpool,
to
the snipe.
globes.
Oh, 1157 damage going down.
Boom.
The 3-point was real. They're going to go in. They're going to take this opportunity while 4 members of Tempo Storm are down to apply pressure to this top lane, appropriately named the Bridge of Death. Not so death-like if 4 members of the enemy team are down, so they'll take this opportunity right now to go in.
Flare. That concussive blast is really doing wonders for them, though.
It is.
Grease knockback. I mean, he was dead otherwise.
But you're giving up 20% range to take it.
It's very true. It's a great point. And yeah, that's the Globe Annihilation. When that Asmodean starts to get more powerful throughout the game, sitting at only 332 stacks. We say only because that's, 332 bonus damage plus 75% on top of that with a black pool.
Yep.
It kind of means a lot.
Gets scary. So I can understand now why it is that Tempo Storm has been banning out this Asmodean.
And I think we'll see it again.
Pro knows what he's doing. He seems to be quite skilled. He knows the right timing to throw them down. I don't think I've seen him miss a single one. So kudos to him. He's got a very solid Asmodean. I think we saw it in that series against Barrel Boys.
Yeah, and now we got this 40% slow on all the globes of annihilation that hit you. So you get hit once, and then you're locked down, and then you have a Sonya.
That's attack speed as well. Not just movement, attack speed for 3 seconds. Very, very impactful. Okay, we also have the Area Crater. We saw that once again. That worked out to pretty good efficiency to lock down the hammer, but we noticed that the concussive blast will push Sonya out, creating a shield for the hammer player. So I'm not quite sure how good it is. Perhaps we'll keep an eye on that. Extra range on the Divine Storm and Rewind for Toronto. How do you feel about the Rewind?
Well, let's talk about that. I'm actually super excited to talk about that because we have the Ranger, we have the Pierce. So if you're throwing these super impactful globes and you shoot out 2 Sentinels at the same time, you can just eliminate targets from across the map, basically. It's actually kind of crazy. It's going to be hard to execute, but we might see something wonderful here.
Here's another thing. Leap. Lunar Flare. Rewind. Lunar Flare.
Oh, God.
Also, you can throw in Rangers in between, or Sentinels in between that to provide extra damage. That in itself might be enough. Then you have Uther on top of that, throwing down the Divine Storm.
This is basically a first-person shooter at this point.
All right, another Dragonite. It's the 4th in a row for Maelstrom.
Yeah, they have taken every single Dragonite of this game, and they want to try to end with this. They know that level 20 has not been achieved by Tempo Storm yet, and they're just continuing to poke and prod with the Flame Breath, with those Globes of Annihilation out of Asmodean.
Yeah, they want it to end. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Tempo Storm is doing a nice job defending. You see Soldier using that Shadow Charge to knock Dunk Train back. And Globe going down and really taking a huge amount of HP off of Glowering. He has to be so careful. I mean, like, at this point, if K1 Pro had a good idea where KO is, he might be able to kill him.
Yeah,
it's getting to that point. He's got that 400 bonus damage. 200 stacks. I mean, we're thinking around level 20. That seems to be the benchmark that a lot of Asmodeans are looking for, and he's got it.
It's very difficult to fight against because there really isn't a counterplay other than double heal, and that's not something they have. We have this Malfurion who did not go for a life feed. It's not a full support side because he's worried about the burst, so we picked up Ice Block. It's a nice pickup, forcing Malfurion to go for the hardened focus instead of the roots at level 16. So we're changing the builds out of this to try to deal with that burst, but in return, not as much healing on the team available.
Jake, let me ask you, do you think that Lightning Breath is doing enough damage to justify grabbing it?
I don't know if Apocalypse would really be changing anything either, though.
Okay.
So, maybe not. We can look at the damage here. He's only at 21k. That is a sizable amount of damage. I mean, you look at that's only 8k behind the Sergeant Hammer. But I don't know that Apocalypse would have changed anything in this game.
Fair enough. Level 20 has just been secured for Tempo Storm. We see the Storm Shield on Diablo once again. Archon, Twilight Archon, double blink, Bolt of the Storm for Malfurion and Vala, and of course that Advanced Lava Strike. The reason that he's grabbing Advanced Lava Strike over Nexus Frenzy is because of the imposing presence that has been picked up by 3 of the members of Clan Maelstrom.
Yeah, these knights marching away up. Like you said, we're just picked up here. The Sentinel delivering a few packages, but it's not Christmas. Christmas presents are when you get a kill.
Christmas presents are when you get a kill. And it looks as though Soldier is dashing forward, getting a flip onto Dunk Train. They're not committing too hard, and there's the leap into Divine Storm, immediately eliminating Vala out of the fight.
Absolutely just blowing him up. We see the healing coming here out of the Tranquility, but it's not going to be enough. Soldier being completely body blocked. The body blocks have been so incredibly well done by Clouding Mess from this entire series. Blinking forward, knocking him back. He's going to pick up KO as well if he can, but no, that prescient going off. Is the globe real? Dun, 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 dun.
Nope. The suspense, too much. K1 Pro is denying you the excitement of having another 3-pointer. Throwing another one. Hold it. Nah, he's not feeling it. I wonder why he waited so much on that. But he actually has enough bonus damage at this point that he doesn't even need to throw a black cooldown to kill or one-shot minions, so it's going to get very out of hand.
492.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That means the globes really hurt you.
Ah, nice rhyme, Jake.
So sick.
The 6th Dragon Knight in a row. I don't think there's... Oh, I forgot about the Advanced Lava Strike. It's going to make it quite difficult for Caffeine to get in there. Every 6 seconds, he's going to be able to fire a Napalm Strike off. It has that DOT on the ground. I think that, yes, Maelstrom has to advance a little bit further forward to zone out Arthlon to secure that Dragon Knight. At this point, it's going to be a keep. It's going to be so difficult for Tempo Storm to hold this off, to not have a keep destroyed.
Yeah, it's looking rough here. I mean, that Asmodean has an absurd amount of damage on the Globe of Annihilation at this point. They're just picking up Dragon Knight after Dragon Knight. They have a 2-level advantage.
Not pressuring too much just yet. The remaining members of Maelstrom are a bit behind the Dragon Knight. They might be actually trying to go for a bit of a split push. Glaurung, he takes exactly half of his HP from getting hit by a globe. That is terrifying.
The kill's 12-1 at this point in time.
Yeah. I mean, that's telling the story. The amount of Dragon Knights that have been taken are telling the story. The structures are telling the story. This game has been all C9 Maelstrom.
This is actually just the storybook.
And yep, more globes are going down. Zoning out, just keeping that damage pelted away onto Tempo Storm while this Dragon Knight continues to push. They've broken down this whole wall, and it looks as though they've caught King Caffeine into a spot where he's going to end up taking a lot of damage. That might be the end of this Dragon Knight. They continue to fire away at it.
Yeah, that Sergeant Hammer with all of the damage coming out of the Napalm Strike and just the siege in general, really doing a good job chipping away at the health pool of the dragon.
More poking, more prodding, no heavy commitments from either team. Blackpool goes down, throws the globe, hits just Dreadnought, again taking almost half of his HP there. Yeah, he has, what, 3,800 HP, and those globes are doing almost 2,000 at this point.
Yeah, but I gotta say, that was a really good defense for Tempo Storm.
It was.
They took almost no damage to their keeps.
Yeah, I mean, I said it was a keep for sure. And I was like, unless they have a really spectacular defense, they did a good job. Now, that said, Maelstrom didn't commit super hard to it. They don't want to throw. They do have a fort down. There is a somewhat of a path for Tempo Storm. If they clean up a team fight very heavily, they could end the game at this point. We're getting, once you hit almost that 20-25 minute mark, that can very easily be an option.
Well, we have a lot of aggression here. The Ancient Spirit does miss, and KO in the front line. He could be popping Archon at any moment. Going aggressively into the back line with that Archon. Gonna see what he can do. Diablo using the Shadow Charge, but the Divine Storm is gonna stun them out. Biceps getting very low. The Napalm Strike just barely missing that potential on a kill. Every single member is still alive, but Cloud9 is in full retreat.
Those globes, they just hurt so much. And
my
the slam jumping in. Oh gosh, it's locking down a bunch of members of Tempo Storm. And the March of Sin still applying a lot of damage. Okay, just completely whiffed, I think he didn't have the vision as to where Tempo Storm was standing exactly. That could have also put quite the hurt on. Still though, the Globe's doing a lot of work, and that slam locked down so many members of Tempo Storm.
Alright, I think we have a new record for Asmodee globe damage. 590. That is a new record for competitive match.
Almost 300 stacks.
Oh, goodness. So that's the problem here. Temple Storm is already on their back foot in terms of structure damage, and the Asmodee is continuing to get stronger. They're down almost 2 levels. This is Maelstrom's
a slow
game to
death
lose.
until Tempo Storm comes up with a new way to approach these team fights. It just seems as though Diablo dashing in and throwing down a Lightning Breath isn't quite enough control for the rest of the team to get in there to do the damage that they need to. When they're being pelted by Globes of Annihilation, you have Sonya leaping in, Uther following that up with Divine Storms, and then also the Lunar Flares on top of that, Hunter's Marks. There's so much synergy that C9 Maelstrom has been executing time and time again during these team fights, and they're absolutely deserving of the position that they're in right now.
Yeah, they can't really disagree. Indubitably correct.
300 bonus stacks.
They're going to try to delete Asmodee from this fight, but that Divine Hurricane and the leap out of Sonya is doing so much. The Lightning Breath picking up Biceps. iDream very low. The Tranquility is healing up Tempo Storm so well. Tyrande falls in the backside from KO as well. So, honestly, this is what Tempo Storm needs. They need to at least secure 1 more kill. iDream, they should be able to corner him. Where are the other members? Glowering will be rotating around.
And K1 Pro, too.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Like you said, yeah, the Diablo rotating around.
Oh, God, those the globes. They just hurt so much. And, yes, they're able to isolate Asmodee. That is a 4-0.
And King Caffeine capping that top shrine. They don't want to have a shrine ninja from them.
They're going for it.
And that's happening. But does it matter?
It's too late. I think they're going to go in and end this game here. They have to keep down.
Yeah.
An entire 20 seconds. But even if he caps this Dragon Knight,
he's got to walk there. He's not even going to make it to their base. So, I mean, that's really his only hope is to grab the Dragon Knight, and he's even coming back with it.
What did I say? I said if they really clean up a team fight, they can still march forward. Tempo Storm is known for doing this kind of thing. They're highly confident when it comes down to cleaning up a team fight later on in the game. They march forward. They just break the wall by the keep, go in, clean the keep up, and then march right in. They take the core. A lot of teams would have backed up there and just taken keeps. They wouldn't have taken the core, but Tempo Storm says, no, we got this. We know that we can do it. And they're up 3 games in this grand finals here.
That's got to hurt the morale.
Series.
It's like, all right, guys, reset the bracket. We're doing good. We're winning this game. We've got a record number of damage we can do with the Globe Annihilation. They've only got 1 support. They can't heal through this. And then Lightning Breath just ruins your day.
Maelstrom was so far ahead for 98% of that game. And this puts Tempo Storm at match point now to win the tournament.
Yep.
Tournament point. I didn't see the game ending that way. It was possible. That was a very narrow path that they went through there, literally, because they broke the wall and they walked by it. Okay. I said I was done with those, but that was actually the second one for the night. I got a reset after 8 hours, right? It resets. I can do another bad joke. All right, never mind.
I'm just going to wiggle around a little bit and disregard everything you're saying. Guys, we're going to throw to a quick commercial break.
Yes.
Get ready for game number 2 of this second grand final series between
That's right.
Tempo Storm and Cloud9 Maelstrom. Stay tuned.